Dude, I grew up in rural America in the 90s, and from what I can tell, that's kind of like growing up in regular America in the 70s, you know? Like I hear people who grew up in the 70s talk about it, and they're like, oh, our parents didn't care. We rode on the hood of the car. Like our favorite hobbies was trying to kill each other with darts in the yard and diving into rock quarries and shit. And I'm like, I mean, we had Nickelodeon, but other than that, yeah, same thing. Same thing. Like, the rural parents in the 90s didn't give a fuck, dude. I mean, look, they loved us and all that, but looking back, it feels like our safety was not of paramount concern to them, you know? And it wasn't ignorance either. Like in the preceding generations, there were all these things that were dangerous to kids that parents had not found out about yet. You know, stuff like lead in paint, asbestos in the walls, pedophiles in church. They didn't know, right? Like they didn't know. Parents didn't know. But by the 90s, our parents had all that information and they were still just like, man, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, supervise them all the time? Ain't nobody got time for that. Now get them in the bed of the truck before I'm too drunk to drive them to the fair. They didn't give a fuck, man. I think all the time about me and my little sister. We were in the summertime, we'd stay with our grandma in the projects, and every morning at 9 a.m. we'd leave and just be gone all day. No cell phones, no checking in, just gone till the sun went down, right? And it's like, it's not that she was unaware of any potential dangers to us. I know, because she would follow us onto the porch and yell after me, Trae, you watch out for your little sister. There's a lot of crazy people in this world. Somebody will snatch her ass up. Right. And I'm just yelling back like, I'm 9, but okay. Like, what the fuck was I supposed to do about it? They couldn't snatch me up too? I'm kind of offended in retrospect. Since my grandma was saying, yeah, they don't want your little fat ass, but her, they'll take her. And if they take her, we're all gonna be real upset. So you better keep your head on a swivel, right? But we might have been better off, because the other thing about my grandma was, and I love this woman, I worship this woman, but the other thing about her was she lived in an 800 square foot apartment. She smoked 2 packs of Marlboro Reds a day, never opened a door, never cracked a window. It was like, well, hey, you gonna pay her light bill? Yeah, that's why. Keep the goddamn door closed, all right? Like, yep, so it was like a 1920s bookie operation in there. It was just like just a constant haze of cowboy killer smoke hovering, I'd say roughly, I don't know, child's forehead high. So we're just making little chemtrails run through her apartment all day, right? Everybody was totally fine with that. You know, so like, what were our options? We could either stay inside and be speed running emphysema and watching Ricky Lake, or go outside and end up in a van roulette, you know? You got to pick your poison. And I never thought twice about any of that until I had my own kids. Now I'm mortified thinking about that. Like, dude, if my 11-year-old was headed out the door with his brother, and I was like, hey, where you going, buddy? Oh, we're just going to climb up the old piles of scrap material behind the abandoned factory for a while. We call it King of Tetanus Mountain. Dude, I would call CPS on myself, man. But our parents were just like, that sounds neat. Maybe if you got time, you can shimmy across the catwalk under the bridge like we used to do. Jesus Christ, was the government giving out life insurance policies on trailer babies? Like, what the fuck? What point are you actively trying to get rid of us, man? Rural parents back then didn't give a fuck. If you need any more proof they didn't give a fuck, look no further than the haircuts they sent us to school with every day. Rural parents in the 90s were just like, oh shit, I forgot he's got school pictures tomorrow. Sit down there, buddy. Hey, baby, bring me them clippers and that chili bowl. I'll line him up real quick. There we go. There you go. Now, don't forget to wear your Skinner shirt and smile real big. For a huge chunk of my childhood, I had a rat tail. A rat tail. It's right there in the name, man. It's like my mom was taking me to the barbershop / my aunt who dropped out of beauty school's trailer, right? And set me down like, yeah, give him something that sends the message what type of garbage people we are, you know? Like something that makes other children inherently mistrust and fear him upon a glance. Something shifty, you know? Yes, truly, I can think of no better animal after which to fashion the appearance of my firstborn than the ass end of a rat. Specifically. That's what my baby needs.